Can you hear me? Yes. Great. Well, thank you, Nicholas, and thanks, double up on all the thanks to everyone and naming them on behalf of all of us. So, it's great to be here. My background, I have studied and worked in the software industry since the late 90s, and I've had the opportunity to witness the incredible evolution of that industry. And data has always been part of my job, so I spend a lot of time working, running product teams and running technology companies. But what I do find really exciting now is that AI and machine learning is at a point where it genuinely is commercially applicable. So a lot of the opportunities in this field are kind of emerging in this space where normal software development hit up against almost infinite complexity, and where programmatically unsolvable problems can be solved or at least approached using AI and machine learning. And most of the projects in the business field today are dealing with some type of human-generated data. And humans are complex. We have a lot of quite well-known flaws. We have biases. We make different decisions. For example, if we're tired or hungry, and we assign emotion to almost all of our decisions. But we also have a sense of ethics. And although that varies a lot across different cultures and individuals, we have a sense of, an innate sense of what's right and wrong. So how does that translate into machines and systems? I'm sure we have all heard of, or many of us have heard of, some of these sometimes outrageously biased or even inappropriate outputs that we've seen from some of the big technology companies like Twitter bots and facial recognition tools and recruitment tools and so on. And they come from, including the sort of powerhouse of AI, G Mafia, which stands for Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, IBM, and Apple. And these companies really do have the resources as well as a data-driven culture. So clearly, it's not that easy. And during the last few decades, there's been a race towards being the best at influencing people. So typically to buy stuff, right? And this race started out in the advertising tech industry and has since moved into almost all parts of our economy. And this is also where the phrase surveillance capitalism has been coined, which I'm sure many of you have heard of. And whether we think this is a positive or a negative, we're actually at a really interesting breaking point. Because today we have the power to manipulate. We know that we can have significant impact on things like elections and referendums, and we can drive individual behaviors at a fairly precise, specific, and predictable way. And I would say that quite a lot of this is at stake if we blindly continue this race. But we have to also ask ourselves what we stand for. And questions like, what business problem are we trying to solve, becomes more important than ever. So knowing also, are we solving it in a relevant way, and is it ethical? I guess I think that every business leader should know both very much what your business goals are, and also what your values are. And there's certainly a great opportunity for businesses who start out on the right track. We're in a hopefully short-lived twilight zone where companies certainly wouldn't get away with writing bluntly discriminating code. You also wouldn't get away with having a big sign on the storefront saying minorities and poor people not welcome. But you can get away with those kind of things behind the data banner. Now this is going to change because general awareness as well as regulation is going to catch up. And this is where it's such a great opportunity for companies to really start out on the right track. So to the practicalities of getting AI into your business, In the early days of the software industry, we were borrowing from what was around. So we used processes from industrial product development, such as waterfall. Now, thankfully, today, we're pretty much across the board using iterative processes, most prominently agile. And actually, ThoughtWorks, who are hosting us tonight, have been very much leading in terms of helping companies understand and implement agile thinking and processes. So we have a bunch of them here. New roles have also evolved, such as VP products and CPO, just to name somewhere where I've spent a lot of time. So these new tools, methodologies, and roles are also going to evolve in the space of AI and machine learning. So as this field emerges commercially, we are now using both methods from the sort of statistical and academic background of machine learning and AI, and we're using some of the web technology stack, like Python, using a lot of cloud technologies. And in terms of processes, we're using a lot of the existing processes, which indeed are very relevant, like a lot of DevOps and so on is very relevant to AI. But I definitely believe that we will see an evolution in this space and also some proprietary tech stack, processes and so on as this field emerges or develops commercially.